Hey guys, today I am replacing a garbage disposal. So, most of the ones I deal with here in Tennessee are Insinkerator. That's just what's most commonly available. I don't know if that's the same all around the world, but at least in Nashville, most houses have Insinkerator, and most houses are getting Insinkerator replaced. So, there's a bunch of different models. To my knowledge, I believe they're all the same. As far as the installation, they're just different sizes, different horsepowers, all that. And you have to make sure that you're putting the right one in. Best rule of thumb, if you're replacing one, put in the exact same thing you're pulling out. And these puppies come with a 2-year warranty, so I don't know if that matters, I never get it. But anyway, so to show you real quick, so this is where this is where at the beginning I messed up the most. Not messed up, I just got super stressed out. Couldn't figure out how to do what I was trying to do. So give me a second. All right, so this is the top piece. This is, if you can see here, this is what will sit down in your sinkhole. And this is what goes underneath to kind of hold it in. This is where I got confused because I was trying to get the old one out. I was like, how the hell do I get it out? So let me show you. So there's 3 screws on the bottom. So if this is an existing one, I apologize, I already took this one out. But if this is an existing one in the sink, you're gonna wanna get up underneath, loosen those 3 screws. Now here's what holds this whole puppy in. Look at this. This is a, what do you call it, a lock washer? Not really, it's not a lock washer. It's a lock ring. I'm sure somebody knows what they're called. I just fix this stuff, I don't name it. But yeah, so once you loosen it and you push up on the whole disposal, you just gotta pull that ring out. So once that's out, your whole disposal drops out. Easy as that. Now, installing is a little bit harder. Because when you're installing it, you got to get, put this in your sink, then up underneath, put this on, and while you're trying to hold that, you're trying to get this ring on. So I'm going to record myself doing it. I'm going to try not to swear because it's one of my least favorite things to do. But before we do that, let's go ahead and get this prepped. All right, so first of all, we're going to go ahead and, once that's pulled out, wipe this down. Back up a little bit again. Wipe this down, and then we're gonna make sure it is completely dry. And we're gonna add some caulk, plumber's caulk, just anything, water. All right, using plumber's caulk, we put, they tell you to do it different ways. So I generally put a nice thick bead around here. It's always gonna squirt out at the end, but I'll take my rag and wipe that up. I'd rather have too much than too little. And then I also put a bead right around the inside of this. And just do that. Wiggle it around a little, and you'll start seeing it poking out the sides. That's a good sign. So the top piece is in. Now here is what I've learned. As you're working on the bottom, and as you're pushing everything up, trying to get everything attached, this will just pop right up. So I got some paint cans here. Luckily I got some full ones. I'm gonna put 1 paint can, 2 paint can. For extra measures, we'll throw the old disposal, which you'll see this is not the same model disposal, but that's fine. We're gonna make it work. All right, that hopefully is enough weight for me. All right, now underneath. All right, so I already did this. So let me show you real quick what we did. So basically, this is, some of them just plug into a wall. As you can see under here, there's no outlet. So since I already did it, I should have done this for the video. This piece was in the old disposal. You take off 2 bolts, pop it out. You can move this around a little bit, loosen this piece, whatever you gotta do, get the plumbing disconnected. And then the old one, well, I'll just show you on this one, so I don't have to get back up. So the wiring goes under here. So basically, And they're all wired different. This one has the metal casing, some of them don't. Some of them is just wires. You do have to buy this piece separate that screws into here to let the wires go through so it's not rubbing on the metal. But basically, up under here, as you can see, there's a bolt for your ground, and then there's a black and a white wire in here. And coming out of the wall, you're gonna have a ground, a black and a white wire. It's really straightforward. So you run the wires down through this hole, wiring out the on, black, white, ground. I gotta fix that ground, so I'm gonna do that here. But once you're done with that, you take this, this little panel here, set it back on. It doesn't look like it should hold, but it does. And you're wired up. And so that's basically, you know, you always want to do that first. It's so much easier to do it while this thing's upside down than once you have it installed, then you're on your back trying to get wiring done. It is beyond frustrating. So I'm gonna fix that ground and then I'll be back. Okay, so the frustrating part, well, it's the most frustrating part, is getting this sucker on. So basically, let me find, there's that and this. Okay, so I don't know if y'all can see me, but so we're gonna put the cardboard piece on, then we're gonna put this piece on with the hollowed outside down, and then we're gonna put this on. Once all that's on, we're gonna try and get this little lock washer on. So I'm gonna go ahead and move this so I have a little more room to work. Okay. All right, if I get this on the first try, which I won't, but if I do, I'll be freaking celebrating. Easiest way, go ahead and loosen these bolts all the way down so they're still in, but barely. That'll give you more room to work. All right, so let's go ahead and get that thing on. Luckily, that piece of cardboard is kind of... There we go. Right, this is always the one I struggle to get this down. All right, so now everything's on. Let's see. Usually I have to use pliers. I'm gonna try it with my hand first, because oh damn, look at that. All right, I'm gonna celebrate because I was able to get it on with my hand, and that is 100% due to the fact that I put extra weight up there. With all those paint cans holding that down, I was able to actually apply pressure, and that is really the key. If you don't have that weight up there, every time you push to get that ring on, it's just gonna push the whole thing up. You're gonna get mad and probably break something. Freaking awesome. Okay, I'm gonna pause this, get the caulk off my hands, and show you the next step. All right, next step is actually, it's pretty easy, man. You're in the home stretch. So you'll see you got this piece you put on, well, both these pieces. So basically, this is pretty common sense. You're gonna tighten these screws so this thing just pulls the top down, gets everything tight. So all you gotta do, this top piece here, just angle it so those screws are going up in each one of the 3 corners, just like that. And then you're gonna go ahead, tighten them all. Don't tighten any of them down completely. Go ahead and get them all started so you make sure they're all lined up. Now you probably should, with this, you probably want to use a screwdriver. I've done it enough to use this drill with the impact, but I would recommend, if it's your first time, go ahead and use a screwdriver. That way you're not over tightening or stripping anything out, which, you know, obviously would suck. You'd have to replace the whole bracket. But I'm gonna go ahead and tighten those down. All right, those are all tightened down. That thing is solid. Now, I recommend now being the time you clean the caulk off, because as you put all that pressure down, it's gonna squirt it out around the drain. And yeah, you can see it's got kind of made a little bit of a mess. So, I mean, just go ahead and clean that now. I don't know. Some caulk dries a lot quicker than other stuff. You are going to want to wait to run water through this. Just read whatever you're using in there, the plumber's caulk. Sometimes it sets up in 30 minutes. Sometimes they say it sets up in 5. That's never true, but just wait the allotted time. All right, well, we got that part in. That's actually the hard. All right, this part's very important. This is probably the most common mistake people make, and they pay me to come fix it, which I guess is job security, but I'm telling you, it's a super easy fix. And that is your dishwasher hookup. I can't tell you how many houses I've been to where the dishwasher overflows, gets nasty, gets all over the floor. They're like, I don't know what's going on. Nothing's working. So let me tell you exactly what's going on. This disposal has a hookup right here for you to hook your dishwasher hose into. Now, there is, I don't think you're gonna be able to see it, but down in here is a plastic tab. It's basically making this unusable. Nothing can go in or out of here with that plastic tab in there. And they make it that way because this house, for instance, let me show you. This house, for instance, has the dishwasher coming in directly into the plumbing and bypassing the dishwasher. So the way this is set up, we are actually going to leave that tab as is, and we're not touching it. But I would say about probably 75% of the time, they have the hose for the dishwasher going into the disposal, and then from the disposal, it goes into the plumbing and gets kicked out of your house. So super easy. I don't even have my screwdriver on me, but all you do, while this obviously is off, take your screwdriver, pretend this is a screwdriver, stick your screwdriver in here, tap it with a hammer, tap it with something heavy. It'll break that tab out. It breaks out pretty easily. And then obviously you want to make sure you're reaching into your disposal and pulling that tab out, make sure it's out. But so if you are, like I said, if you're hooking your dishwasher into your disposal, that tab, every universal garbage disposals all have that tab in there, and it's basically, it just needs to be popped out. So do that. You won't have to call me. I won't come. And all right, garbage disposal tool. Man, I keep 5 on hand. I always have one with me. I always have one in my car. They're good for 2 things. 1, for installing this thing, and 2, whenever your garbage disposal gets stuck and it starts humming and it's like, and it won't turn, it's generally an easy fix. And let me show you how that works. All right, if your garbage disposal is humming, obviously this one's not installed yet, so it's upside down. Just humming, not doing anything. It's getting power because it's humming, but it is not turning. It's generally just seized up, and that happens all the time. You're throwing so much crap down this thing. All you're gonna wanna do, take your tool, back us up a little bit. There's a little fitting down here, or a little hole. Get your tool in there, and when it, obviously we're upside down, and you just kind of twist it or move it around until it kind of breaks free, and that will unseize your garbage disposal. And I would say every time, if it's not the dishwasher tab, people were complaining, oh, my garbage disposal is just humming and it won't turn on. I walk in, go under there, stick this in, break it free. Sometimes you gotta like punch it a little bit, do this a little bit, wiggle it around, turns right on. Second thing, if you turn your switch and it's not doing anything, just dead, here's exactly what happened. It seized up. They tried to run it while it seized, and eventually it blew the breaker, which is this button right here. So whenever it's humming, you just break it free. Generally works. And I'll throw some ice cubes down in there, and that usually kind of breaks the teeth up and gets everything running correctly. If it's not making any noise, first thing I do, break it free, get it broken free, push this button, fire it up. 9 times out of 10, works like a charm. Now break it free, push this button, nothing works. The next thing to do is to go check your breaker. And then at that point, you're getting into electrical, making sure it's getting electric. But I'm talking about 99% of the time, everything is right here. So just wanted to show you that while it's upside down. So let's go ahead and install this puppy. All right, so here's your disposal. This black piece, oh man, this lighting is terrible. But anyway, it comes set up, ready to go. It's got this ring on it. What we're basically gonna do, if you look at this ring, okay, you'll see these little tabs here. What we wanna do is get that tab started right here. And once it's there, we're gonna use our handy disposal tool and use that to turn the whole thing and lock it into place. Now don't worry about placement of your plumbing, because once it's locked in place, this thing will still pivot and get to where you need it to be. So I'm gonna try and, let me see if I can get this on video. This part's generally not that hard. Once you get it started, you just gotta tighten it. yeah, y'all really can't see, but I have my elbow on the ground, and then I have my hand trying to put this on even pressure. And then we got all three of those teeth up on that ledge. Take my tool, stick it in this little hole right here, and use that to tighten this sucker down. Oh, there we go. And you'll tighten it. You just got to keep pushing until it makes that final click. And all right, whew, you'll know when it is tight where it needs to be, because this piece will butt up against your bolt. So I don't know if you can see that, but that is a tight disposal. Now, like I said, you can still wiggle it around a little bit so we can get the plumbing hooked up. So let's work on that now. Okay, so what's going on with this one? The disposal I pulled out was, I showed y'all right there. It was a smaller one. It was a skinnier one. Most of the time we're always going to replace them with these larger ones. These ones are just the best ones we can find. For the budget, they're about $105 as opposed to pricing that goes way out for some other models. Okay. But anyway, since that one was smaller, your plumbing was a little bit longer. So generally you can use the old plumbing. They do give you some stuff. And I have like 4 kits that I keep on hand that have all these pieces you need for disposals, and they're specifically kits, I think like $15 that are made for disposals. So if you have some really crappy plumbing under there, go ahead and just get a new one. But basically, let me show you what's going on with this. Basically, this piece is going in here, and it needs to connect into there. Since the other one was shorter, this piece was longer, and because of where the dishwasher's coming in, it won't go in far enough. It's really damn close, but so I'm just gonna take my saw. You can use a hacksaw, you can use whatever. I'm gonna go ahead and just cut off enough of this, so you know, it's still, you'll be able to adjust it, but that way it's not gonna be putting pressure on the rest of the plumbing. So I'll be back. All right, got it. So I'm not gonna get way into plumbing. Just make sure that you're, this is not a plumbing video, so make sure your plumbing's all on point. Use the caulk you need. I think that is gonna be the perfect size, so go ahead and tighten it. I'm not gonna tighten it down all the way because I think I'm gonna have to pull it out just a little bit. So basically, I don't know if y'all can see, they supply you with the stuff you need, which, well, I gotta take that back out because I messed up. Okay, I just messed this up, and I think I'm focusing too much on this video, not on the job I'm doing. Okay, so they give you a black washer. So basically, this piece, let's see if y'all can see this. Here, I'll move this. This piece is gonna go right, it's so dark, lighting is terrible, but anyway, it's gonna go right into your opening there, and it should fit in there perfectly. So you got that piece in there. Let me go ahead and set this down. Hopefully y'all can see. All right, now you got your piece of plumbing, which again, this one's pretty ugly, but okay, put this on. Put that on, and then obviously I'm not gonna get deep into the plumbing, but man, I should have caulked that after. But anyway, that's my bad. I make mistakes so y'all don't have to. All right, so now we're just putting our bone back in, get that sealed up. I don't tighten it down all the way yet. You're gonna wanna make sure that everything is lined up perfectly. I have some screws in my back pocket, stabbing my ass. All right, get out of there. I was wondering what that pain was. Okay, so let me see. So now, like I said, this thing still moves around a little bit, so now you're just gonna kind of slide it into place. It's gonna be hard to video, but anyway, you're gonna slide this whole disposal into place. Make sure that this is flush. Make sure that washer in there didn't pop out. And then you're gonna use the bolts they provided and tighten them down. And I'll be right back as soon as I get those bolts in, and we'll finish this puppy up. Okay, we got that tightened up with those 2 bolts. Got the black washer in there. Now that that's tightened up, make sure everything's level, and go ahead and tighten down your other plumbing. Now, generally, if the dishwasher's coming into the disposal, this is just gonna be one piece coming out of the right side drain. So you won't have to do this, but usually if they run the dishwasher into the plumbing, there's a separate piece here. So you might not have to worry about any of this. All right, I'm gonna finish tightening it with 2 hands so I can hold this, but that's that. Okay, got the disposal in. Top looks good. Comes with this. If you're doing more work in the house, I cannot tell you how important it is to keep this in. I've actually broken disposals before where I'm working in a house, do the disposal, go fix a bunch of other stuff, screws fall down in here, didn't realize it, let it go. Someone turns on the disposal and just starts cranking all kinds of metal in there. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put the breaker back on. Let's get a little water down in there. And seems to be running. So last thing I always do, put your plug in and let's fill this sink up. And fill the sink up with water and then go ahead and dispose of all the water and look at the plumbing underneath and see what's going on. All right guys, moment of truth. Got the water filled. So let's go ahead and check our plumbing. Say she's done. Now, clean up. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.